Hello everybody, this is Gregory with How I Lost Over 100 Pounds and have kept it off for 30 plus years, where there should be no hesitancy in your weight loss and in your weight maintenance. Today we're going to talk about and pose the question, is it easier for rich people to lose and maintain their weight? Now before we begin, if you need help with weight loss, contact me through the Clarity FM link found here in the episode notes. Also check out my website, Naturopathic Earth, and my podcast, The Awakened Man, both of which have been around since 2017. I have tons of articles and episodes. Check out my books, and if you appreciate my content, at the least hit the like button, notification button, and post a comment. It helps with the YouTube algorithm. And at the supermost, make a small donation via PayPal. All right, so, you would think that the answer to this is obviously yes, it's easier for rich people to lose weight and maintain weight. But let's flip it around. I have an episode that I did here probably about a month ago when the channel started about 5 foods that are inexpensive yet nutrient dense that we could eat. So spoiler alert, if you don't want to go to that episode, there are a lot of foods that are pretty high in nutrients that are pretty cheap. And of course, this is going to be more kind of around the canned food. So tuna, canned beans, canned spinach, bananas are cheap. Of course, eat those unripened because they're prebiotic and have less sugar. But certainly there are things that we can get at the grocery store that are not that expensive that you can eat healthily by. Now, the same amount of money that you might be spending on a can of spinach, you could go to Dollar Tree or Family Dollar and buy a gigantic box of sugar cereal or Cheetos. And this is probably part of the problems with Dollar Store, that they sell this garbage. And we know that poor people are really the target of food porn and fast food. If you don't know what food porn is, please go to that episode. Let's see if I'll put a banner in there. But poor people go to fast food disproportionately more than rich people do, just like they do the lottery more than rich people do. And so poor people, I think, are targeted more by big food, big grocery, and all these people to take advantage of you. That being said, it is possible to eat well when you don't have a lot of money. I mean, we can look at our ancestors. The large majority of us like to think that in an earlier life, our ancestors were Cleopatra, were related to Julius Caesar, but whatever. Most of us come from serf and peasant stock. And if you look back then, and you can still see it kind of played out in the ancient Christian faith with the Orthodox and the Catholics, when they abstained on Fridays, and it was just not on Lent, it was every Friday, they abstained from meat. Why meat? Well, aside from some of the religious reasons, but one of it was that meat was a sacrifice because it was so rare to eat it. Nowadays, they should be asking us to fast from sugar on Fridays because that's infinitely harder. But back in the day, only the rich were able to eat a lot of meat. This is why the aristocracy were fat, and back then it was a sign of wealth to be fat. And you would see a disease like gout, which is accumulation of uric acid in your great toe. They used to call that the rich man's disease because you need to eat a lot of protein to get it. But our ancestors didn't eat, they didn't have a lot of money, but they were still able to eat pretty well. Most of them had their own gardens, and so they kind of ate mostly a plant-based diet, a lot of soups and cabbage and stuff like that, and then eggs and chicken, whenever they can get some meat. But you can be poor and eat well. It's just harder because many times the poor people maybe don't know about biohacks, they don't know about clean eating, they don't know about hormone disruptors in our life that are affecting us and some other things, but it is possible. Now, let's flip it around. Is it easier for rich people? Well, the obvious answer is going to be yes, but then we know tons of rich people who are fat. Because we also know tons of poor people are fat because 65% of Americans are overweight, 40% are obese. But just because you're wealthy doesn't mean you're going to be in healthier shape. That being said, if you look at the studies, statistically wealthier people are in better shape. Why? Well, you could say that they're not necessarily in grueling jobs like factory work or working in a coal mine, so they have more leisure time since they're white collar, and therefore they have more time to work out. They also have, of course, the ability to belong to gyms or have personal trainers like the celebrities do. Also, wealthier people tend just to be more woke in terms of clean eating, and they're more likely to shop at Whole Foods, not just because of the cachet of shopping at Whole Foods, but Whole Foods makes a vow not to have food dyes and aspartames and artificial preservatives and all this garbage that you would find at your regular grocery store. So wealthy people just kind of are more in the know. If you look at wealthy people are more likely to be fasting and biohacking and doing thermogenesis and all these things. They're just better educated and more well-read on it than poor people for whatever reason. So in short, yes, if you have money, the studies would tell you that yes, it's probably easier for you to lose the weight and keep it off because you have more resources from which you can use. And not just monetarily, like I can hire a personal trainer or I can hire a dietitian, or you can do these, and you hear these ads for these companies that will ship food to you automatically with all the recipes, everything made, and all you have to do is just warm it up. And certainly they have these services in large towns too, where personal chefs essentially make your food and they ship it to you. So yeah, for sure, it's easier for rich people to do it. But what I always say is, look, rich people don't get complacent because there's a lot of fat rich people, and poor people don't get discouraged because you can eat well and be poor. And the fact that you're at this site means that you're trying to learn how to do these things. So anyone can fast, which is a great biohack. Go to the 2 episodes I have on fasting here, how I do it, and just the benefits of fasting. You can be rich, poor, purple, brown skin, any skin to fast. And again, with the grocery store, don't fall for and you sometimes see these in news outlets and commercials. Well, I'm poor, so I have to get the 99-cent cheesy bean and rice burritos at Taco Bell. No, you don't. There are inexpensive, nutrient-dense foods at home. Yes, you might not have time to cook as much, but anybody can throw in a can of rice and black beans. I mean, half of the Caribbean in South America eat that pretty much every day. So let's not make excuses for weight loss and management. We have that episode. You got to throw out the loser mindset of I can't. But guys, post in the comments. I'd like to hear from you what you think. Please hit the notification, subscribe, and share button. Until next time, take care, God bless, and pray.